I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life, and I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it, dude. You nailed it. You nailed it, and you visually transformed into fucking Joe Rogan there,
You
dude.
did.
You fucking,
Oh, Joe Rogan, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you did. You visually transformed
That's
yourself into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.
Yeah, woo! Welcome to the party extravaganza, everybody. I'm your host, King Ad Rock, holding the fort down tonight, and a lovely little fort it is. I have a green screen coming, but it's not going to be here till next week. And man, my two mates, my two main brothers, my co-host tonight cannot make it. They both have had, ironically, both of them had different plans, like things happen. One was work related on BB Rumble's side, and on the Monk is a some type of family vacation. Not 100% sure what the deets are there, but maybe he'll pop in and tell us. Otherwise, tune in on Saturday, and that's what I forgot to do. I was going to make a little banner that kind of took up half this screen and said, you know, big room special event or something on Saturday. So, you know, let you guys know that we plan on meeting up Saturday. Since we couldn't meet tonight, those guys are committed to all of you watchers out there. That's why they're willing to give up a Saturday night since they couldn't make it this Wednesday tonight. But I said, you know what, I want to hold it down anyway. And either way, what we were planning on doing was testing some technology that will allow us to collaborate in real time making music. So this is very exciting for anybody watching out there or catching up on the replay. We intend to, you know, just do fun things together. This channel will always be evolving, and you know, to the speed in which we can evolve it. If you have special skill sets that you can help us evolve it faster, we would love to meet you. So pop in on and say hi. The software that we use is StreamYard, and we can have up to 10 guests, video, all on the same screen at the same time. So there's some big room bucks. What is this? You know, I could have set that up and said, what is this? What is the streaming software? The back end architecture, if you will, if you want to use fancy tech terms, the back end of how the big room goes live. And that's it. It's I'll give a free plug to you, StreamYard, this time. But next time you pay, damn it. We did get invited. Big Room got invited. It's in our email for those of you who have access. You know who you are. We got invited to a thing next week that StreamYard is having it's called the Success Summit. So woohoo, Big Room making a splash. We got invited. We got the big invite to the Tech Summit, the Success Summit of StreamYard. So for that invite, as I say, StreamYard, you get the shout out this time. Anybody wanting to create their own channel? Well, we're developing a bit of a track record with that. We have a bit of experience. And you know what King Ad Hoc always says is that wisdom, okay? Wisdom equals, picture this as an equation. Wisdom equals knowledge plus experience. So this is what it is. First, you know, you can get book knowledge. You could learn it in the schools. You could learn it in the streets, but you got to learn it. If If you learn it in the streets, you pretty much got instant wisdom because that's the experience part right in action. They're meshed together. If you learn it in the schools, you still need to apply it. And in college, that's why they have labs. Speaking of labs, what a great segue. So, talking about collaboration, talking about the channel constantly evolving, and what we want to do is do a little collaboration. So many of us are musicians on this channel. We're all artists. We're all creators in our own right. BB definitely more, very strong on the writing side, on the world. He's a world creator and has been our entire life. That's why we love him. And TK, super strong in the visual painting arts. I said TK, but that's, if you want to look him up, you can find him on Alm Theory, AUMTheory.com or tkmundock.com. Sorry for giving away your own name there, but only the deep fans have watched it this far will get your name and be able to find your artwork, though. That's a good side effect. But he's a brilliant. He's my brother. I'm a little biased, but I love what he does with the old paints on the canvas, whether the oils or acrylics, it doesn't matter. Mixed medium, he does it all. But T is evolved into a great musician as well and has a larger catalog than I currently do, which brings us back to this point. Collaboration, creation. It's what we always love to do in the big room. It is the seed, the heart of the big room is the creative process. And it always has been for 40 years now. Okay. Yeah, we got that much wisdom. We have that much experience and applied knowledge based on countless hypotheses. If you're half our age, you cannot possibly have as much wisdom in certain areas as we do. Other areas, you can exceed us. This is true. My brother, my nephew had a birthday yesterday, and and it's his 10th birthday. And I read something about the stewardship of the earth. And I'm a big, we see a lot of hate crimes. And I'm just stream of consciousness flowing. Believe me, I will tell you what's in here when I will do our, hey, what are you drinking? I know that everybody watching this is wondering, what is that? What's he holding? And then once I showed you this, instantly in your head, you went to, what is he drinking? I must know. I need to know. I see you in the chats. I see your demands. They will be, this will be revealed in a moment. Yeah, little JB action right there on the shaker. That extra clack you heard. Some DeLello olives. Shout out to DeLello. You can pay us for that when we get a little more famous. It's cool. Quality olives, bro. Everything counts. Everything in a martini. I told you what I'm drinking, but you don't know the ingredients. They're back there on the table. You can make that out. But anyway, as I was saying, we're all creators, and I had the idea as being, one of the chief mischief makers of the big room. I think I can command that title. I think I can own that. I like to get loud when I'm drinking. For those of you who don't watch the channel, I do. I'll get loud, but I'll get your back too. I got people's back. We get a little argumentative on the show, but what we really love to do most of the time is not be argumentative and create. So I said, hey, I was telling you, stewardship of the children is that we want to teach them that, we're not necessarily wiser and smarter in everything, right? You're wiser and smarter in which you put more time in. But I see 13-year-old kids that are better on guitar, for instance, than I am. How is this? They might have 6 years in on it every day. Mine is sporadic. And if you condense it, they probably have more wisdom on that instrument than me. And that's why I love the arts, is because the arts don't lie. Like you can say, I'm awesome at this. And instantly the next question is, show me. Like, oh, what do you have? Let me see your portfolio. Let me see your reel. If you're a photographer, let me see here's a guitar. Let me see your squiddy-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You know, if you got those skills. If you're a drummer, like, hey man, let's bang it out. I'm a drummer too. You know, whatever it is. And then you're either gonna have a great jam or you're gonna have excuses. So this is what it is to be a creator. And so with the kids, we say, hey, you know, this is your world next. Um, we'll tell you when we have wisdom. If you can be honest with yourself, then you can admit, you know, you can learn from your children too. So anyway, my nephew, very bright. Shout out to you, B, Lil B, on this, 10 years old. And as far as the BigRoom creation goes, I found a software that I signed up for. I think just in 2020, it really started promoting hard. It's called BandLab. What this does is, let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. Okay, wait. That's odd. I can't. This is like, I guess, my first time hosting, and for some reason, I'm not seeing where I can share my screen with you, which is weird. Oh, the window is just pushed down. Hold on, here we go. Same place it always was. All right. Cool, I can share video files with you as a host. You didn't see that as my normal ranking on this. Okay, so what I'm pulling up on the screen right now is my other screen. Should be up. Let me see. It's loading. Struggling. I gotta admit, I have like way too many tabs open. I must have close to 20 tabs open in Opera right now, and I'm not using Google. So yeah, I just crashed the system. Shit. Hey all. I crashed. I'm using Opera as my browser, and I have like probably 20 windows open. Need a little pop filter for this bad boy. But I have like 20 windows open right now. So my bad there. I just crashed it. I think if I would switch what I want to share over to Google Chrome, we're going to try that. So let me, rather than exiting the stream, I will pull up what I was going to show you in the browser window. We're going to see if that makes any difference, which, you know, I think this is probably processor issue right now with my laptop being able to, you know, just process so much data at the same time. I think it's probably what's really causing the problem. Let me get out of this. Stand by, everybody. Bear with me. Close that window. And Give me a shout out, everybody out who's still out there. All right, I think I have it. Let's give this a shot. All right, here we go. Stand by. If I get disconnected, I will be back, but I'm going to attempt to share my other screen with you. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like this is wanting to kick me off again. Looks like StreamYard is not actually. Looks like it froze up my Opera. I'm not sure if this is streaming at all. Um, Son of a gun, Chief. Well, normally, BB Rumble would be handling the streaming part of this, and that frees up some resources um, on my laptop. But basically, I need a second laptop to run as some type of, just kind of work offload. If I could link them up in a type of server situation, I've never done that before. So that would be pretty labor intensive, but it's something I'm considering strongly, doing that so that, I can kind of, sorry about that. So I can kind of eliminate some of these snags, some of these roadblocks. Hey everybody, I am back. Sorry for the delay. It really hung up my browser for quite some time, which I'm using Opera. Normally, my little laptop isn't in charge of doing the streaming. That's usually done on a desktop, uh, i7 desktop. This is an i5 laptop, so it's a processor issue for those of you who are techie. And usually that's happened on BB. The streaming part is handled on BB Rumble's end, and I think that certainly would free up some resources for my laptop to do some of the sharing of YouTube and stuff. And that's usually how we handle our workflow. But in this case, yeah, it definitely is taxing. So I switched over to Chrome, and we're gonna try this again. So here we go. A lot of windows are closed down. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Stand by. And I'm going to try to show you bandlab.com. I think we're good. We are in, people. All right. So before we get into BandLab, which is an online, in the cloud, collaboration, music, what would you call it? It's not a program. It's a application, I suppose, some form of it's I can't think of the word right now, but the point is that we should be able to all be in the same project and view it using StreamYard. So little idea I had, and I pitched it to the guys, and they liked it, particularly because I mentioned Queen and the band Queen, and we're all huge fans of that band. Thing that got me thinking about is that BB Rumble has celebrated an anniversary remembrance of his mom, who passed, so many years ago already. 5, I can't remember the exact, but it's been a while, and so she was like mom. We called her mom too. The monk came up with that, I think, but we she is certainly, a huge part of our lives, and help shape us so much, ways that honestly we don't even fully probably understand. So she was a huge Queen fan, and I thought, being that I'm banging out some beats and stuff, little pocket operator right there. This is not Queen, but I don't know if you guys can hear this. Little pocket operator. But yeah, I'm starting to like to sample and bang around some beats and like flip some tracks. And I thought it would, now that I know a little bit about that, I thought that would be a fun project to help get together with my bros, BB and the Monk, and pick out a few Queen samples that then I could flip. And I thought maybe, we could even work on that together. That's probably an advanced kind of lesson, an advanced hangout, if you will, an advanced session. Lesson plus hangout would equal session when you're with like-minded, strong innovators, artists that can be in the moment. And so, this is why I was like, wait a second. I remember BandLab has the ability to basically have an online DAW. DAW. BigRoom Bucks. Anybody in the chat, please, if you know what a DAW is, DAW. Let me hear you. I'm gonna shake my. I'm gonna tell you what I'm drinking. In just a minute. Stick around. I'll sing you our theme song again. No, I'll do something different. Tempo is at about 120 BPM. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. All big reveal. Yes, it is a martini. It is made with quality ingredients. We have the extra dry martini and Rossi. Vermouth. I did mention the you realize every ingredient counts in a martini. Hey, I got a viewer out there. What's up? Oh, it's me. Crap. It's King Addock watching King Addock. Okay. Delella stuffed. They only had the manzanilla with the pimentos in there, but it makes it easier to stab sometimes. And then I was going to have this. I was in the mood to have this gin, which is a little bit more citrusy, but it is quality, and it's Tanqueray with the Rangpur. So, being that it already has some, Rangpur lime botanicals, so you see it's going in like the citrusy direction. I didn't think that I would need the olives, but I wanted them. I definitely was in the mood for some olives. Yeah, I definitely was in the mood for some olives, and so it works. It still works really well, actually. So here's the pour. You can see it looks hazy, but I can assure you this is a martini. Oh, there's a lot of particulate because I actually left 2 olives in there, and this is my second drink. So I left 2 olives in. I put 2 olives in the shaker, so the ice really mashed them. But yeah, this is not ouzo. This is, it's not milky, because it's anything that turns cloudy with ice. Not absinthe. That's from the ice. That's from using the cocktail shaker, which should do a little video on a cocktail shaker on Ohm Theory, because I've had bad cocktail shakers and they don't seal right, and when you're shaking them, they'll get wet, really wet. But a good way, a cool way to demonstrate. That's why you always wrap it with a bar towel. So also this microphone is a Shure SM57 again. Yeah, I'm a techie. I'm an audiophile. So, but that's what this is. And I used to use the Shure Rode, not Shure, a Rode NT1A condenser, pardon me, which picks up more of the whole room, as it's a large diaphragm condenser mic, where this is a very narrow diaphragm. So it's very spotty, and but if I'm out of range, it doesn't pick up the back room, and that's why you guys probably can't even hear the music that I have playing in the background, but I do have music playing in the background. So, just over my shoulder, Nana style, right there. My Nana, my mom on my mom's side. Shout out to her. I've been thinking of her this week for some reason too. She would always do this. She'd always have her kitchen towel slung over her shoulder a lot. It was part of her dress code. I thought of my grandma Lesso too as well today, and spending time with her when I was like very young. I just wanted to cherish. I was still in high school, I actually no, yeah, it was like that time frame, and I don't remember the exact ages, maybe 13, 14, but I'd go over her house and wanted to really kind of get to know her, spend some time with her, get talking about wisdom, I hope you guys can hear me. Let me turn this up now. See what's up. Stand by here again. I didn't even think to realize that my to check it with anybody, see if my audio is coming through. Let's see what's up here. Big Room Entertainment, March 31st, 9 p.m. To heal. It says on YouTube that we're live, but it's not playing anything when I click on it. That's weird. Okay. Took a really long time, and there it's going. And yeah, I can't see the delay. Let me see if I have audio. I have audio. Oh my gosh, there's like literally 30 seconds of delay. So that's interesting. But yeah, it's cool. It doesn't give us time. If we had like an edit room, that's how like when people cuss, live, there's somebody that has a chance to go beep and beep it out because it's like there's a 30-second delay before it goes live. I think that's how it's done. Somehow they extend the time in the loop before it goes out on the air. See the particulates there? See the olive little pieces that are floating? The haze is from the ice and it just being that cold. And the ice basically, you shake it and it just becomes small little chips like the size of dust. But this is really, really good martini. I'm trying to tell you. With the Tanqueray, with the Rangpur lime, and good olives. Apparently, the pimento doesn't change the flavor. Usually like there are different olives that are meant for martinis, and I don't think most of them have pimentos, but I think it's for a coloring agent more than anything. The pimento, it's some type of family of the pepper. It's a pepper of some sort, I believe, but it doesn't add any heat at all. It's more like a red pepper, and I don't know what it does, but it's subtle. And the Italians came up with it, and they went through the trouble of poking that little red thing, that little red pimento through an olive and cutting out the seed and replacing it with a little red pimento. There it is right there. That's the pimento. And this is a DeLello olive. Shout out to DeLello's. They're not a sponsor of ours yet, but we will. I will promise you, DeLello, you watch us, we will exclusively use your olives in our martinis. We drink a lot of martinis on here. And the reason we'll do that is because DeLello's is one of those places, and every city has them, where they care about quality. They put love into what they do. And when you talk about cooking as a culinary art, what transforms it into the art is the heart. And I am freestyling right now. That was pretty good. I'll give myself credit on that. But when you're talking about culinary, what makes culinary art is the heart that you put into the food, the love that you put into the food, the care of the ingredients. Because I'll tell you what, there's different levels on, to do things. Like baking is very different than, being a different type of cook. Like baking is its own thing, especially with desserts and cakes. But a few minutes in one direction or the other can make the huge difference between a nice moist cake properly done or one that is not cooked enough and most commonly dry. So that's an example of baking. But the same thing can certainly be said with any proportions that you're mixing. And when it comes to like salt, all my grams always used to say, especially my nana, shout out to the nun, she would say, hey, you can always add it later. You can't take it out, but you can always add it later. In regards to the salt. And man, that's true. So I love to cook. If you see my Instagram, I'm on Instagram at PGH Photographer. So PGH for Pittsburgh, little abbreviation there, PGH, and then photographer. So instead of photographer with an F, you make the f sound with a PGH, and photographer is it. All one word. Instagram. You go there, you're gonna see pictures of me and pictures of my food, places that I ate. Which, by the way, man, on the Italian tip this week, I ate at Dia Noya's in the Strip District of Pittsburgh this week, and just like DeLello's, they are about quality. And let me tell you, you're gonna pay some coin for that quality. Quality doesn't come for free. You know, you can have cheap ass cardboard tasting pizza and pasta, or you can get it fresh made that day. And yes, you're going to pay more. You know why? Labor. It's always labor costs, but and to make it that day. And then you have, you know, you have to be able to really know your flow and what you can get rid of. And there, you know, good restaurants will sell out of stuff. You know what I mean? But I had their spaghetti. I've never been there before, and I think like a lot of people with like, you know, different genres of food, like whatever ethnic food that you're trying, it's good to like try, if you're going to eat it from, if you have the choice to have it from several restaurants, then it's nice to have a staple that you compare. For instance, pizza. Every city in America now, today, not the case 40 years ago, but nowadays it certainly is, that there's so many choices. There's a plethora of pizza places. And if you, for instance, would say, always standardize and just say, I want to try their large cheese, just their cheese. And then you just judge it on the three main ingredients, just the cheese, the sauce, and the crust. And I guarantee you, you will notice subtle differences between different places. That's amazing. You're not even getting into the topping ranges and what toppings they may offer. Some might offer pimentos. I've never seen you know, everybody has a lot of, you know, pizza places have olives, of course. Usually they're the black olives, they're not the green olives, and certainly they're not just pimentos. That would be interesting, though. That would be a cool ingredient choice. Most places carry anchovy, surprisingly. We enjoy them here in the big room on our pizzas. We'll have an everything pizza, just all meats, sometimes we throw the anchovy on there. But another shout out to a great foodie place from J-Town, from J Tiggity, PA, where I grew up, where we all grew up. Johnstown, not Joan, Johnstown. I know that's a word that we have an accent. It's a Western PA accent here. You have to distinguish it between Jonestown, which is Philly side of the state. Pennsylvania's kind of a long state. But our favorite place up there is Pizza Deli Six Pack. And man, the Pizza Deli, they had an original pizza. You know, their pizza was distinctive. Like, you know, a Pizza Deli Six Pack pizza when you try it. And for some reason, the owner, his place is mad successful. And he never franchised it. Like, he never franchised it. But let me tell you, his business recipe is a freaking gold mine. And, you know, anybody that's entrepreneurial, I would definitely recommend getting in touch with him and saying, listen, this is franchisable. Can we work together to make a second? Third location. All right, looks like I'm back. Let me shut that off. All right, so there's a couple more things we can do. But let's jump into here this week. Team, we are watching. We're here. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Man, Sean V, this is a time where, you know, normally we have a lot of stuff going on here, but I could talk to and about it for a second. um, because man, just good people from my hometown of Johnstown, and man, so Sean's Mama B, uh, Mary Jo, she she's like she really kind of become like a second mom to me in a sense too. A great aunt. I don't know. Let me tell you though, she has done so much. Has had a major impact and influence in my life. Honestly, even though we started VOMA, the venue of emerging arts in Johnstown, in 2009, and it's 20. I mean, yeah, wait. All right, I think I'm back. Yeah, it just popped. Okay, BigRoom other from like three sources. That's weird. Okay, I see part of what's going on. I don't know. Um, I was just trying to respond to you, and I just typed it once. Oh, okay. Wait, here we go. I'm learning. So we're learning. This is all a learning process. So now I can select in my response down there just to come from Twitch. Really, a lot of this has to do with bandwidth issues. And luckily, as an audio engineer for VOMA, running live sound when you have a crowd of people in front of you it can be very stressful because everybody's there and they paid money and they expect to see a live band. And a live band, sorry, everything froze again. Okay. I shut down all my other tabs, which I had like 20 tabs open in Opera. And I use Opera I started using Opera instead of Chrome about a week ago because there is some built in security for you. And like Chrome is basically, Google makes a lot of money from selling your information, your data, like where you go, when you go there throughout the day. And so Opera is a browser that you can download, and and then once you have it downloaded, you can make it your main browser, and then you don't have to use Google, or you don't have to use Microsoft or any either of those, which are big data collectors. They're big companies because they're big data collectors. Both Microsoft and Google, they have a lot of stuff going on the back end. When you hear this term and you're just like, I'm just trying to look something up on the internet. Most of us are like this, like, I'm just trying to browse the internet. Why is it taking so long? It's because now that everything's shut down, I don't know why I keep freezing on here. But I'm just to talk to you directly, uh, Sean and Mary Jo. Give me a thumbs up if you're still there. That was 9:41, and it's currently 3 minutes later when I respond to that. I'm assuming you're still. My video's freezing, and my audio is coming through or not. I know sometimes when that happens to be, I hear BB Rumble say that, and we can still see him, we can still hear him. So I'm watching. We have a thumbnail down in the bottom as the creator, and we have a larger window that we can see what's being broadcast. And the broadcast window is freezing, but my content window appears to be it's not frozen. The video is not frozen. So I think I'm still going live to you as far as audio, but it probably is strangulating the videos is what takes. Yeah, still here. You keep freezing. Okay, I see them. Still moving. All right, now my screen's back on. Did you hear the word I just attempted to say, Sean? As I was frozen, I know it's frozen, but did you hear the word? I'm just curious that I attempted to say. I mispronounced it, but it's going to be impossible to spell. But just let me know if a yes or no if you heard the word that I just tried to pronounce while my screen froze. If you didn't, then that's telling me that neither my okay, no, you did not. Your no just came through. So I think what you're probably seeing is from the time you type. Let me ask you another question. From the time you type no, how long of a delay was there by the time I responded? Because I responded to it as soon as I saw it on my chat screen, and I'm wondering how much of a real time delay we have. I know it could be up to 30 seconds. Um, I'm guessing it's probably closer to 15 though on the text. I know the video is lagging like 30 seconds. Actually, if the video is lagging 30 seconds, then that means that text is probably responding in real time, but it's going to be similar. I think is the situation. So from the time you type no, by the time I responded to it, I'm guessing another, pretty much 30 seconds went by. Well, in any case, glad to have you here. And because you're like the only one here right now, and again, I don't know if you when you tuned in, but my other bros, TK, as you know him, because you're a personal friend in real life, IRL in real life. That's what that little abbreviation stands for. If you ever see that in text, capitalized IRL in real life. We are friends IRL. More than friends. We are pretty much family at this point. Definitely family at this point. So yeah, so I'm glad you're out there, and yeah, just a shout out, to Voma, to the venue Emerging Arts, as far as being a really cool venue for live music in Johnstown. We've had some really great experiences there, and we hope to have more when the pandemic's over. There's a lot of cool things that we can do. We basically, had a year of downtime, and man, shout out to DM for keeping that place going, and Bob for keeping for helping out and just like making improvements on that venue throughout this downtime. So I think all of you are going to be pleasantly surprised when you go back to Voma and seeing all the progress that is being made there, has been made there. Pretty, very incredible structural improvements, including a back fire escape. Like there's been a fire escape that's put on. That's amazing. So this is man, it's really something. The difference that a couple people, a dozen people can make in a community when you band together and work together. And it wasn't easy. It is over a decade now. We started in 2009, 2010. We need to have our decade celebration, which we didn't get to properly have in 2020. To recognize our decade long of excellence, our decades worth of community service to the Johnstown community as an art venue, as a place for creative minds to express themselves openly with really no barrier of restriction. There was really zero barrier of restriction. We have had a lot of different types of shows there, from burlesque that included gay and LGBTQ and LGBTQ, and that acronym always seems to get bigger for me, and I sometimes forget. I don't use it often. Forgive me, all you LGBTQ people. But we've had you there. We've hosted you in the world, really, like every genre that exists in the world. We haven't had like world music. We're a little bit off the path. We're about an hour and hour and a half outside of Pittsburgh, which has an international airport. But musicians want compensated for their time. Time is our Fabricio. Hi, good night from Brazil. Hi, and good evening to Fabricio. Pleasure to see you. Pleasure to see you. This is your first time in the big room from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. I have some friends. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And in Pittsburgh, I have a friend of mine from here that is from Brazil. And I didn't even realize Rio de Janeiro was in Brazil. So that's interesting. I don't know why I didn't know that. Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. It's so famous. Rio de Janeiro. Popularized Big Room Bucks coming up here. We always say big room. There's big room bucks at stake. It's like game show technology, game show speech. Whenever we ask a question to a live audience, and it's like, hey, if you can win, if you get it, whoever gets it right first wins a prize. You win big room bucks, and eventually, we hope for this channel. And usually, I have two partners here, my brothers, in which we all co-host together, and we usually they both of neither of them were able to make it tonight, so I'm hosting it singularly, and trying to test out some new technology, because we will be constantly evolving. We want to be really a channel for people to hang out from all over the world. So Fabricio, so nice to see you, because you represent a part of the world that we can have like kind of a direct ear into through you as our muse, as our medium into this part of the world. That's powerful, and I love it. We like to have fun here. Hey, I'm typing up something for you. I just sent it right there. I just hit enter. Mi Famiglia Show. That goes out to Sean B. Fabrizio, back to you. I'm gonna send out like me and MJ. You guys are from my hometown in Pennsylvania. We're about an hour and 20 minutes from the Berg. Pittsburgh has an international airport, and really, what we want to do is really shrink the world in the sense that we can use media to connect all of us. And I always hashtag in my Facebook. For those of you who know me, I'm always hashtagging, have been for years. One world, one love. Hashtag one world. Hashtag one love. Hashtag all earthlings. Hashtag all human. We see so many atrocities committed all over the world, sometimes by individuals, rogue individuals on the street. We've had in the past week here, in last 2 weeks, 2 mass shootings in the last 2 weeks in the United and a viral video. All right, I cut out right as black man. But I bring up the race because it's to my point. We saw a large black man abuse in public, physically assault, not just abuse, assault an Asian person that he didn't even know. And his comments walking up to her in hate speech was, "You don't belong here." And then he punched her to the ground and proceeded to kick her not once, not twice, but 3 times in the head, causing concussions to her skull. She ended up with a broken abdomen, pelvic or something, something in her central region, bones here, from her impact with the ground. I don't know how she hasn't. I mean, certainly has had some concussion to her head, because the video is brutal to watch. And this just happened like yesterday, the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. And I posted on it. As I said, I always post one world, one love, one race. Like we're not one race, but we're all humans. And what I constantly say is that even though this is one world, we need to embrace the color of our pigmentation, if you will. Embrace the pigmentation. If you feel me, embrace the colors, embrace them, because otherwise all you have is a grayscale with 50% medium gray. No knock on the aliens, no knock on the gray ones up there, okay, that are probably watching us and going, yo, y'all motherfuckers live in color. We're up here in black and white, just different tones of grayscale. You're in color. Act like it, mofos, because color is more exciting than grayscale. This is a neat pattern. I will give it up. That's grayscale. That's grayscale right there. White, gray, dark grays blended together. Okay. No knock on the grayscale. It's important to our overall color spectrum, the visual spectrum that we see with our eyes. Everything is frequency and vibration. I'm going to say that again. Everything is frequency and vibration. We talk about wavelengths, personified. Everything in our personification, everything in the low vibrating strings, and this is string theory. So what it is, string theory, in case you've wondered what that was, is when most of you mostly living in, in a modern society, are aware of microscopes that allow us to look at things on a cellular level. So you could take some cells from the inside of the mouth, put them on a little petri dish, and really magnify in there and see like the cell structure of our living cells, and like down to like a mitochondrial level. But beyond that, to go down to an atomic level, you need an electron microscope that can see down to electrons, which is part of the nucleus, the proton, and the electron. It's part of the atomic structure. But what we've learned since then is if we had something powerful enough to see this, we could boost this somehow. We would see that those little electrons that we believe are little dots, little spheres, are actual strings that are vibrating and rotating at the same time. All right, I said as a sphere. That was the last thing. I'm gonna watch this on rewind on my own just to see how this is cutting. Because when my screen goes black, I'm just gonna stop talking until it comes live again. And I know you guys can't not only not see me, but you can't hear me. I was hoping my audio was at least getting through. But there's no point in me talking if it's not. So thank you for helping me troubleshoot that in real time, Sean B and Fabricio. And Fabricio, can you tell if you're still there? Can you just give me some type of sign in the chat? Thumbs up, a number one. Number one is like a thumbs up. Okay. So if you can just hit one, let me know that you're still there. And then I can see your icon. It's so small, honestly. I can't tell if you're male or female, or what it is. I know a little bit about the Romance languages, but I don't believe Portuguese. I think Portuguese is spoken in Brazil, and that's not amongst the Romance languages. So Fabricio, to end in O, I know that there's masculine and feminine. What do you call those at the end of a word? It's not a prefix, it's like a suffix. It's something that tells you. So Fabricio would be like a masculine term in the Romance language, in like Spanish. um but uh but but yeah, as far as but I think your picture looks like you might be female. It's just like I said, it's so small I really can't see. However you identify is okay with us. We have a no judgment zone here. And again, I'm gonna bring this up again, like LGBTQ. All of it is things that basically come down to observations and things that we need to do to identify each other and just have speech communication. So a lot of things I think are not like harmfully intended when but there's certainly, like I said, there's a lot of harm being done. And what I to take this back, in regards to LGBTQ, um I think that there's certainly a lot of people that just don't know how to address it properly. Um, but I will say that it would be something like the idea that saying that a woman, from a woman's perspective, say that you have small breasts, that you are less than a woman that has large breasts, which is clearly not the case. It has nothing at all to do with your intelligence quotient, or anything. Being a woman, that your breast size has nothing, just the same way as a male genitalia has nothing to do with your worth as a human being that happens to be male. And LGBTQ needs to be observed in the same fashion. Nature doesn't always get it right. It's what we're learning. And being that we are humans, and we have like a consciousness, this like the self-awareness, and like what separates us from other animals in the animal kingdom on earth is that we have the ability to plan and make plans, and also like recognize ourselves as a self identity in a mirror. So you can see like no other animals on earth have the ability to do that, but we do. And it's been game changer, obviously, for the monkey race, wherever we, the primates as we evolved from, once we became what we are, through millions of years of evolution. And our evolution over the past 100 years has been incredible. However, it's still astronomical to me, that we can't get past our skin color, our pigmentation, and that certain genetics, like eye slant of an Asian, it's an undeniable trait, right? Like you see somebody has like slanted eyes, like it's an undeniable trait. Why are you angry against them? Did they take, like, did that dude lose his job to like directly in Asian? Like, what was he feeling? Now, this guy, it came out further to say that he was on parole for killing his mother, his actual mother. I'm not making this up. Like, he was on parole for killing his mother. Now, that's ridiculous. I'm sure that we have two groups here in the United States, Republicans and Democrats. The Republicans seem to consistently serve the interest of the moneyed people in the United States, where the Democrats seem to serve the interest of the working class, the labor class in the United States. And this is what it is. And it is really an us versus them situation. The rich get to buy their way into our politics. They have like an equal say in Congress, and a national Congress, even though they represent 30% of the, like, less than 30% of the population, and arguably 2% of the wealthiest of our citizens. And this is a problem because what happens is that made sense 100, maybe like 100 years ago. Okay. Like maybe like not 100 years ago, like go back 200 years ago, 250, 300 years ago. That made sense because people were generally uneducated. But because we have the collegiate system here, and a system that we're probably as educated as Alexandria, Egypt was back in the day, like, which was a central hub of communication and intelligence collecting in the early part of the world, of the formation of Earth itself, as humanity itself, as we evolved as civilized human beings. And we collected like the you would say the National Library in the United States, which I'm sure is located in Washington D.C. Which is actually interesting because that's a district. That's another topic. But in the European Union, there's a place for their knowledge to be kept. And in the world older than that, it was, if you go back far enough, thousands of years, it was Alexandria, Egypt. And this is where all the thinkers would pass through. And, it was much harder to publish books back then. Much of it was on papyrus, which was their form of paper pulp. And unfortunately, that land was conquered, and libraries are easy to burn. They go up as a tinder fire. And so that's that. And what we have left are silica remnants of that culture in the form of pyramids. Okay. That's it. The knowledge they had was fucking gone. And let me tell you, it took us 2,000 fucking years to regain the status. Like where we are now is probably like, it's different. I'm fairly confident that they didn't have computers. Okay. However, they did have some other technologies that they evolved, involving rock masonry, that has just been lost to the ages. Some of it may have been preserved through the Masonic League, the Masonic Temple. It's called the Masonic Temple, and the Masons is the organization. And I think that a lot of the Masons were worldwide, and that they actually, that as an organization, believe it or not, they do date back to Egypt, and that they do actually have mathematical and empirical knowledge about the building of the pyramids themselves. But this is, this is like, for whatever reason, it's very clergied, and meaning that it's very protected and it's not spoken about in public. But the knowledge, we've seen it there and referred to in several movies and that have been made in here in America. And on YouTube you can do tons of research, and that's why I love this content creator platform that YouTube has evolved into, that really democratizes the idea of syndication, the democratizes with the World Wide Web, with the internet, the idea that we can communicate to people in Rio de Janeiro. Fabricio, I wish, other than just popping up and saying good night, I wish I would have been able to dialogue with you a little bit. And if there's anybody else there, I just see that there's still one viewer, and it's not clear to me. I know that I'm logged in via my YouTube, so that might be you. Sean, if you're still up there, give me a 1. I'm going to grab myself another drink, and I'm going to be right back because I'm doing a lot of talking, getting a little parched. Give me a 1 there, Sean, if you can hear me. Pardon me, or MJ. Okay, Google, remind me in 10 minutes. Beer in the fridge. Switching over to a little lemon water. I don't see any responses from anybody, so I assume that I'm flying solo at this time, which is cool. Like, I got my Nana rag on right here, and I'm gonna clip this thing up. I don't care. Like, I miss my bros. I'm definitely tipsy. I had, when you make martinis, the ratio is a 3-to-1 on the gin and the vermouth. So the vermouth has like I don't even count the alcohol content of vermouth, which it is a wine. I should count it, but I don't. But it's a 3-to-1, and the 3 is, that's 80 proof on the gin. So basically, I had the equivalent right now of probably 4 to 5. I would say probably 5 beers, and I did that in about an hour and a half. I started at 8:30, and it's now 10:12. So yeah, that's about an hour 40 minutes, and I have like 45 minutes to go. So being that I'm by myself, I did put a beer in my freezer back there, and I'm going to let that get properly chilled, and I will tell you guys at that time what are I drinking. Oh, what are I drinking? What are I drinking right here? I don't know what this is. Sidestepping the metal cut coverage question. Okay, that's funny. We're going to delete that. And then trying to move this up there. There we go. Okay, so a little house cleaning on my end here. Let me see the comments. Anybody out there throw up a signal? I want to hear from you. I don't see you. Come on with you. Oh, that's Fabricio. Okay, so it is a dude. It's a dude in a. That's cool, man. It's like a wig. It's a composer wig. And that's dope. I hope that dude comes back. And it is a masculine. But I saw this in the like this a thumbnail that was about the size of this red dot, and the play symbol, the YouTube play symbol right there, like that's how small it was on my other monitor, and that's why I was like, I can't tell if you're a dude or a woman, but because of low cut, I thought that was a woman, but Fabricio, definitely a dude. And let me see if I can fix this. Blam. What are you drinking? Can I just? Yep, I did it. I fixed it. We're all good. Stand by. All right. There we go. Now, currently, we are using Google Chrome. I'm going to stay within Google Chrome. I'm going to move it over to my other monitor. And we are going to type in, and I'm going to share this with you guys so you can see this real time. We are going to I'm going to do a screen share. It says share audio. I'm going to click it just because I'm testing everything out. And what we're going to do, now that you can see this, I'm going to type Find Lab. I don't need the feed. I just need that right there. All right. So this is the shit. I'm logged in right now. So it took me right in. Is Alpha Magna Records. And let me see if I can swoop. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you guys should be able to see that pretty well. Let me, I'm going to keep our fine Killian's babe up there, our fine, a babe holding the bottle of the BigRoom bottle next to her cleavage. I'm going to keep her up there. But let's check this. Let's explore this. Let's see what we have. All right. So Alpha Magna Records, you can see I'm pointing at it right there. We have 0 followers. We hope to change that. I just created that tonight. If I had followers there, that would be really weird. I would have to be uber famous. All right. So 0 following. So it says what's new, posts, bands. So apparently we can post. I can change this. Update my profile. Location, search city. Pittsburgh, PA, Biaba. Gender, we don't need to identify that. And so we're just going to say all about. I'm going to say a little Canadian. About. All about good timing. Good times. Shout out to DD. Double D. Quoting him pretty much on that one. Good time and good times. All right, and then we can link to our YouTube channel and some different shiza. But I have this as Alpha Magna Records now. Somebody's pinging me my Messenger. I can hear Messenger pinging in the background there. But you ain't on StreamYard right now, and I'm in StreamYard, and we're doing this thing right now. So here's the thing: Alpha Magna Records. Let me see if I have anything existing for Alpha Magna Records. I don't think I do, but we'll try this one. It's PNG. Maybe. No. Cancel. Try again. Yeah, it's a cool logo. Thank you, everybody. It's not watching. I designed the logo myself. Pretty proud of it. Yeah, that logo is like meant to be very kind of quantum physics, very kind of a two-dimensional illusion of a three-dimensional reality, um, in the cube, and then I made the other things dotted lines, and I highlighted this one a different color green to make the M and not the A. But anyway, that's about that logo. So here we are. Let's just get out of here. So far, we haven't crashed, and I'm sharing my screen with you, which is very promising. However, we're missing two of our members that normally stream with us. And whenever we do this thing where we're going to be creating, it will be limited to BAT. BAT. BB, King Ad Hoc. The A is for ad hoc. And the T is for the monk. So right now, I have some of this stuff. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's like slash. Wait. It should be that. If I can copy and paste that, and then we'll just YouTube. And I might have records. I don't know. Magna records. I don't know if I do. I definitely have alphamagna.com. But yeah, that, and then this is just like that, yeah. And Spotify, I do not have it as of yet, which is weird. But I'll type it in there. You guys just hear that reminder go off on my Google Home, if at my Google Spot? If you did, type a 1 in the comment section. What does it say? Invalid URL. What? Jack, damn it. How do they know that? You son of a guns. This is total BS, man. You son of a gun, Chiefs. Invalid URL. Well, I don't know about all that, but for the time being, deleted, and we can update. So there's that. I set an alarm for 10 minutes. I put a beer in the fridge. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. You got to stand by. Gina Jafar, what are you up to? I see you there. Oh, Sean, I see the one. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was distracted because I was working on what you see over there. So we are setting up our bandlab.com account, which is going to be a DAW, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation in the cloud. Doesn't that sound awesome? I'm creating a digital audio workstation in the cloud. This is the world we live in. I mean, cheers to this, cheers to technology. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's a PIA when it doesn't work, but when it does work, it brings us together from all over the freaking world. I had somebody here Fabricio earlier from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So that's what's up. And we have people, certainly friends of ours from all over the world. So, but this is it. So I'm creating this, and in the idea that if I can run it on my laptop, then when we have some division of labor and Bryant and BB, BB Rumble is up and running um, with his laptop, that we can divide the labor, and that he can do the streaming part, and that I should be able to handle some type of audio sampling and doing that on my laptop without crashing out and me deleting from the stream, even if it's in the background. But this is what we're going to determine on Saturday. We will be back on Saturday, is the intent. And at that time, we'll continue this conversation, which I am doing pretty well. I'm at 10:24, so I have like 35 minutes left, and basically to hold down the fort tonight. But the idea is, how can we create in the big room again? We are all creators. How can we create together? And it's a collaboration has always been a great joy of mine. Um, and I mean, I have the ability to produce things on my own. There is certain freedoms to that are allowed when you produce things by on your by yourself, but generally, I just like to create with other people. It's a lot more fun. Bottom line, I'll tell you, writing is a lonely activity, and I tried doing it, and it's so solitary. It's almost depressing. To me, it felt that way. I mean, I would have my little triumphs, and Brian's doing a great job of it. But his days, I don't know how he does it. Like he's always been more of a reader and a writer than I have been. I'm more of an, the artist that I am is like more musical in the moment. Um, and I like to create in real time in that sense. And writing's just a little too slow for me. But we did attempt to create a book together, and I will take some credit for helping nurture him as a writer, even though he's a brother of mine. It was something that I saw in him that I don't think he really. I've never seen him really fully embrace it on a creative level. In schools he certainly did, but and he was capable of it. But it was like, man, you read all these books, dude. Why don't we just write our own? And we attempted a book called The World of Canberra, and we finished it. We finished it, and it took us a very long time, and me three different states of me living in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and California, and then back to Pennsylvania to complete the book. Back on Saturday, what time, Sean? I need to get some audio alerts coming in to me from this. I don't know if there's a possibility, but I'm sorry if I'm a little delayed on the responses to you. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. It would be 9 to 11 on Saturday with TK and with BB Rumble. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue our exploration of creativity, and so you can see, like, being that we're streaming this in real time, there are bandwidth issues, and there's a lot of stuff going on under the hood. And I'm a tech geek from a ways back, and an audio engineer, so I'm able to kind of like be able to be the one who's like willing to go under the hood and get greasy, get my hands dirty, and like spend the time and the mental energy to figure out how to make this work technically. And it's it's sometimes a PIA, and it's but overall, I mean, just like Voma, it's been it's overall it's been way worth it. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but sometimes it does. And you people out there is what makes it feel worth it. That it's the coming together, it's the collaboration, and the mutual enjoyment that I've always loved as a creator. I can create things by myself. I mean, I've learned to do it, but it's just like, even as a musician, like, you can play multiple instruments, but it's still lonely because you're doing it all by yourself. Is there a certain level of freedom? Yeah, you don't have anybody making suggestions or distracting you, but it's just a totally different dynamic with somebody else. And so I've always, being that I grew up with a brother, I've shared a room with a brother my entire life, which is TK. Um, he's been as much, every bit as much of a creative influence on myself as myself. So, as the older brother, I'm sure I set up some type of creative parameters in our youth to thank you, well worth it. Great job tonight. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, I'm sure as an as a brother, I influenced those guys, and I don't always realize, sometimes how much. Sometimes it's heavy handed, and but we just been through everything together like brothers, you know what I mean? So we've been through the arguments, we've had, just so many times where we've had syncopation that it's been magical, and in so many different realms, and we're definitely different people, and can respect that. I know that I'm a bit more of a lone wolf kind of rebel wild child, and it's what I am. It's just like, it's just reflected in everything I am, and it's been, it is, and T's more of the lover. You know what I'm saying? T definitely, like, if we had kiss your face makeup, he'd definitely be like, he'd have the heart on his face. Uh, and I've, like I said, I've just learned so much from him, um, in ways that I didn't even realize when I was in my youth. But when I came into adulthood, uh, really, luckily, I mean, there was a lot of conflict around 15 and 16, but by the time I was like 17, it was all resolved. So there was 2 years of like of disjointedness between between the monk, as he's known on this channel, TK, and myself. But through some help of some mutual friends, some friends of mine that were like, your brother's really cool, why don't we invite him along? I'm like, no, he's my younger brother. I don't want him like being part of this like stuff, this nefarious stuff that I'm doing, which is like, when you're 17 and experimenting with, underage drinking, and even though it's beer, you're not 21. And I'm like, he's just too innocent, you know what I mean? And he's my younger brother, and I needed to protect him so that he wasn't meeting my friends that I was experimenting on, with marijuana or alcohol. And when he found out I did that stuff, it came to a head, but he eventually became to understand it. And I still, obviously, to this day, will champion. I'm a champion for alcohol and marijuana, both. Like, they don't kill you. Period. End of story. Like, we've had so much tragedy in America due to the opioid epidemic, people going into putting needles in their arms and shooting opioids. All the while, if marijuana wouldn't be on the same legality issue as heroin, people wouldn't equate it as a same danger level. So I do fault our government for saying marijuana is as dangerous as opioids, as heroin. Marijuana is as dangerous as heroin. Are you freaking kidding me? We have our government in the United States to blame for all the opioid deaths. I will say that. I just said it because I believe it's true. And I try to speak the truth. I don't like hypocrisy. It's one of my great disdains of the world is being, and I try to, if I catch myself being hypocritical, I try to admit to it, you know what I mean? Like, and if somebody calls me out on it, I'll try to own it. And that's a big difference I see in the quality of different people. Some people, they just don't want to hear it, and they just want to live in their own little bubble. But I try to see both sides, but I'm still going to be telling you what I see as the right way, and what is the right side of history to be on. um, marijuana legalization needs to be done. It's many fold safer than alcohol, and alcohol is legal. Heroin, however, should be regulated for adults. And honestly, we really need a new education system to really help people understand when they're addicted and be able to get help with immunity. And our legal system just has not been able to do that to date in the United States. It's failed pretty miserably, and we're behind par with the rest of the world. The Netherlands and Amsterdam in particular, which has a long, many hundreds of years, longer, thousands of years, really, port history. So you had sailors going there, and they've had everything legalized, including all the hard drugs and the sex trade, in Amsterdam. They have less, like, I'm pretty sure they have less fatalities per per quota, per what you call it, like, the number of people living in a certain uh, geographic area. They if you scale it, I think they're doing better than us, and they have heroin legalized. So that's pretty crazy. Why is that? And we really need to examine that and have open discussions about this as intelligent people in the United States. And like I said, we have the collegiate system here. Our political system has not caught up, and our education system has not caught up to the the advancement of the working class in the United States. And even though we do have atrocities that are committed, a lot of race on race crime that we've seen here in the past couple of weeks, I believe that these are due to people that are uneducated. They are non-traveled. They're susceptible to mass media influence, telling them that they are better than somebody else. That's it, people. You're better than that person because they're insert whatever difference that they are than you. Skin color's pretty freaking obvious. I'm gonna make myself big screen on that again. It's been small screen. We haven't been getting it off of Magna Records. I got a few 20 minutes here left. I'm gonna grab that beer. We're gonna finish this. Pretty lit. I pretty much need to stick to the water, honestly. But I'm on off a tangent right now. A little bit of a tangent, but I just want to say that yeah, we got a lot of challenges ahead of us as a human race, and we need to be able to see past the color of skin color. That's pretty novice. It's a very novice level on a human evolution scale of things. If you can't see past your skin color, into which you're killing each other, you're not ready for the big time. You're not ready for the big leagues, and you're making it evident to everybody when you're killing other people because they don't look the same as you. They don't identify the same as you sexually, or you think that they're fucking stealing your job or something petty on this level, and you're willing to cause them physical harm. You're a fucking Neanderthal. You need re-educated, and your parents didn't do a fucking good job. And sorry for the truth, but that's what it is. And I don't care what fucking color you are. I'm talking to you right now. Your parents did a shitty job of raising you. No fucking home training. All right, enough of the crosswords. But the point is, might be the alcohol kicking a little bit. It certainly is. I'll promise you that. But I can tell you this. That's how strongly I feel about it. You got people that haven't been properly home trained, creating life, and then giving them no home training. They don't value education. They value fame. They value wealth, not understanding that what they really want is a lifestyle that they believe wealth affords them. It's a difference, big difference. People don't want to be millionaires. They want the lifestyle they believe the $1 million can afford them, which is time freedom and freedom to what? Probably shit that they already have access to in America. I can promise you. Freedom to a roof over your head, freedom to a warm, running, warm water, hot water shower. One of the biggest blessings in the world we have here in the modern world. Anytime I want, I can take a hot shower. It's a beautiful feeling. A roof over my head, controlled environment from the external weathers. And I live in the Northeast. It gets pretty cold up here in the United States. Beyond that, the ability to have some musical instruments and collaborate and hang out and enjoy some, adult beverages or, smoke or just hang out with other people and play music. These things are blessings and you need to count those and be grateful for those. And media all too often trains you to believe that you are less than. You are not worthy. Your life isn't being fulfilled unless you have the big house, the BMW, the 3.5 children that my generation got. I've never felt financially secure enough that I would want to create children, or that I had a stable partner enough that even without the money, we could create an amazing family. My brothers had the blessing to navigate that and meet his spouse, in which I try to praise them often on the job that they've done to raise other humans in this earth, on this earth, and to be respectful and know the values, the core values of every religion, regardless of what you name your religion and what you name your God. We're all talking about the same thing. We're trying to understand our source, where we come from, the mystery of that, and how to respect each other and value and be grateful for our time on this planet, because our time, as we perceive it as humans, is our most valuable asset. And I proclaim, and it's been pretty much been debunked so many different places, that it's not the money, it is the time spent with the ones that you love, your friends and your family. And the sooner that you realize that, the better, like really just the more happiness you're going to have and less hate you're going to have. And there is a great, when you're in a fight or flight situation, you have your adrenaline rush. People get addicted to that. But that dude who stomped that Asian woman needed to take that into a boxing arena and channel that a different way, because he destroyed somebody that was older than him and did not deserve it. He did not know him, that Asian person that he stomped. And a week before that, there was like the same age, like a 65-year-old person that got stomped, just blindsided by somebody half their age, really. So not acceptable, humans, not acceptable. Get it fucking together. Understand that your spices, if you're a culinary artist, your spices are your palate. Your black pepper versus your white pepper versus your salt versus, it's no verse. It's a harmony of green, white, red, every color on the spectrum. You're bringing it together and you're infusing it into flavors. And this is what we have as humans. Our skin tones are the colors of the rainbow, and let's embrace them and understand that we wouldn't have all the culinary flavors that we had we not been geographically located and separated for so long. But that's actually a blessing today, that you can go to a place like New York City, Chicago, and LA and experience world cuisine, authentic as it was from their country, without having to travel there and having that expense to travel to Uzbekistan or Ukraine or the Czech Republic or Germany or France or Italy or you see the point, like in Italy alone, there's 12 different regions that each claim their own variety of spice and cuisine style. So we need to embrace these things as humans. We need to train people, our younger humans, to embrace the culinary arts, want to travel, want to appreciate that there's beauty in that we're all different skin tones and that all the vegetables are different colors and not everything's just gray. The rainbow is beautiful because it's made of a variety of colors. This applies to everything. So that's that. Grab another water. I'll be right back. Stick around. Post a one up or say hey, or if you have a question for me or anything you'd like me to address, please post it while I'm getting a drink. I'll be right back. What up? What up? I'm back. All right, I see no new comments, but this is a little lemon. Drop it in some water. Just some water. Um, Realizing that, I feel really good right now, and part of the art of adulting is realizing that whatever substance allows you to shift gears and be jovial and social, that needs maintained, and there's you can overdo it. So especially with harder liquors, it's really like you need to find a medium that dilutes it enough and still is tasty enough that you don't just slam it and you're able to sip it for a long period of time. And part of the charm of sometimes of things not being super tasty is that you can just take a little sip of it instead of taking a big gulp of it. And it'll last you longer throughout the night, and it's not going to wallop you. It's not going to sneak up and hit you all at the same time. But I, I, I'm 49 years old now, and I still, often, I like to get walloped sometime. It's weird, but what level you can handle it, and I'll cross the line a little bit. Like I could have a beer right now, and it wouldn't wreck me, but it might, and there's a danger to that. Much smarter, much safer move. Healthier. All right, guys. So here's where we are right now. We have basically shy of 15 minutes left. I'm gonna switch screens again. Let me add this back to the screen, and let's check some things out. Okay, so we have account, payments, creator connect, creator connect. What is this? List your profile on Creator Connect and be more easily discovered by other creators looking to connect on BandLab. Profile status is on the Creator Connect video. Add video. Use a video that best represents you as a creator. All right, I will have to create that video. We're going to add that. We're going to update. My favorite genres, our favorite genres, are certainly rock, pop. Let's see, what do we got here? Actually, fucking all these. I'd say I like autos. I'm not super big on the Latin, inspired by artist. Let's see if it has Prince. Oh yeah, it do. It do. Queen. Oh, you gon' take me home tonight. Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, you gon' give it all you got. Fat bottom girl, you make rockin' world go round. Shout out, down. Yeah. All right, that's what's up. We're gonna kick that. I can't leave here without putting in Metallica, as you know. And this list could get much longer. And but these are our main four, I believe. So we will click that. Notifications, linked accounts, privacy, blah 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 blah. This should be updated. Got it. Update. And profile updated. Okay, let's see where this takes us. AJ Truth, Lawrenceville. What does this do?
They say I got a pretty smile, but haven't seen it in a while. That's cause I'm plotting on these niggas, hitman style. Tunnel vision, one direction on these niggas, Harry style. But not my style to come at niggas singing, I'm sniping from miles. Y'all like the towels, how I'm stepping on next just for a brow. Like, should I get this? Maybe tomorrow. I'm like Pox, baby, with some rock. Not much TikTok, now I'm cooking like the rock, but not the rock in your sock. Big talk, small girl, but I'm a boss, so I can talk my shit because I'm like Rick Ross. What's the cost? Wait, I don't care, give me the sauce. Like scissor hands, I'm stunting no bitches, hunting lost.
Nice job, AJ Truth from GA. Amina, aka AJ Truth. I'm from Long Island, New York. Currently reside in Georgia, Dirty South, Hot Atlanta, probably, or just outside there. Love to collab. Oh, nice. Hit me up for your real shit. Period. I think I'm gonna do collab. I already know I like her. Kanye West, Jay-Z, Kendrick. Let me tell you, I got respect for all these cats. Megan Thee Stallion, most recently, of course, I'm a much larger Doja Cat fan. I've been following her for 3 years now, and she just went big time this year, 2020. So 2020, 2021, like the end of it. Kambada, I don't know that. Joey Badass, I do know, is a producer. Very cool. So, yeah. Check out this cut she got pinned by AJ True. I wonder if she's producing. She got bars, she said.
Money's in this American pie. Black, this and that, we being weaponized. We try to take it back, but we see the prize. Beautiful babies coming like thighs. Another one is born when a Trayvon died. Black mother crying on the wipe her eyes. Mother strong, she traumatized. God fearing, but she asked God why. Why you take my baby? Cause for the light of mine, try to make it out, try to make mine like a roundabout. Yet your choice is so essential. Invest.
All right, I'm back. All right, so I got cut off, and I'm thinking because I was playing her stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but I got two windows open now. We can see. All right, so what we have is here band Boy, holy heck. Got kicked out of here. Last comment showing up are from nine, almost 11. It's actually all of, but guys, I keep getting as a wrap for come back Saturday. Will be 9/11 with the full and as many crashes. Thank you all for joining. Let me play the outro for you.
Too.
Wizard man, summons from across the pond. Rev. Wizard man!
Wizard man!
Summons from the frozen land! Bring it out!